The reviews were almost universally bad for President Trump a day after his summit in Finland with President Vladimir Putin of Russia. Democrats wondered whether his performance during a joint press conference amounted to treason. A number of establishment Republicans, like House Speaker Paul Ryan, used strong language to denounce what appeared to be an American president cozying up to a Russian tyrant. Even Newt Gingrich, Fox News, and Matt Drudge, a trio of Trump's reliable defenders, didn't defend Trump. So the question 24 hours later, with Trump back in Washington, is what he can do to stop the criticism. Not even 2 years into the Trump presidency, there are already a few examples of when Trump found himself in a similar situation of major bipartisan backlash, after the white supremacists rallied in Charlottesville, after the initial travel ban, and after the separation of migrant children from their families. He survived all of them, though some were more bruising than others. As cable news continues its wall-to-wall coverage of bad reviews of the Russia summit, Trump most assuredly is looking to turn the page. Here are 3 things he can do. It is notable that even the hosts of Fox and Friends, the morning show on Fox News, believed Trump messed up during the press conference with Putin. They believe that Trump should just try to fix it now. It's easily correctable from the president's perspective. Fox and Friends co-host Brian Kilmeade said on Tuesday morning's show. Nobody is perfect, especially in 10 intense days of summits, private meetings, and everything on his plate. But that moment is the one that is going to stand out, unless he comes out and corrects it. He could declare that Russia will be held to account for meddling into the 2016 U.S. election. He could issue a warning to Putin about meddling in the midterm elections this fall. Either way, talking strong against Russia after Monday won't have the same impact as it would have had on the world stage, but it could go a long way in calming down the domestic political environment. While the words treason and disgrace have been tossed around in the last day, Trump could decide not to try convince critics he did the right thing but instead just question how big a deal it was really. After all, Trump, in public anyway, never agreed to do anything with Putin. He has been criticized for not taking the opportunity to verbally scold Putin. Trump could argue that words don't matter compared with the action his administration will take if Putin continues to be aggressive. If we have learned one thing, it is that in the age of Trump a major news story never lasts that long in the news cycle. There is always another big thing around the corner. Consider last week's news, which veered from one major story to the next. First, Trump announced a U.S. Supreme Court pick that would alter the court for a generation. Then he sowed chaos at a wild few days of NATO meetings. Then he flew to the United Kingdom, where he met the Queen and major protests. Then, to cap it all off, 12 new indictments of Russian intelligence officers were handed up. This week, Trump may not be able to argue his way out of his performance in Finland, but he can easily put his head down and wait for the next big thing to happen.